Halo guys, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ratu Ayumi Zahwa, absent 30, and I'm from 11 MIPA 1. Today, I will explain about the genetic structure and language features of explanation text. Before that, allow me to read the explanation text about the Aurora phenomenon first. Aurora phenomenon. Aurora is a natural phenomenon in form of a blazing light beam on the ionosphere layer originating from a planet. Auroras appear as a result of an interaction between charged particles emitted by the solar wind, the sun, and the planet's magnetic field. The cause of the first aurora is caused by atoms colliding with charged particles, especially electrons and protons from the sun. Then after that, the second cause is that the particles are thrown at the speed of more than 500 miles per second and are sucked in by the Earth's magnetic field around the north and south poles. The third cause of aurora is a direction between particles of the solar wind and the Earth's atmosphere, causing various colors in the aurora. However, this color difference is influenced by the types of atoms that interact with protons and electrons, considering that at certain heights, the types of atoms that make up the atmosphere are not the same. The last is the colors in the sky that move, so the electric pressure ejects to gas molecules into a more energy state. The aurora phenomenon that occurs in the north is known as an aurora borealis, while the aurora in the southern region is called the aurora australis. It derives its name from the goddess Pajarom Aurora and the Greek name for the north wind boreas, because the most important role is the magnetic field. So aurora most often occurs at the north or south poles and rarely occurs in the equator. The effects of the aurora are harmless, so that the aurora is a beautiful and interesting phenomenon to see. There's nothing wrong if we admire this beauty. Aurora can also be a beautiful example of this Earth's nature. After I read the text, what do you think is the purpose? Okay, I will answer it. The purpose is the text aims to provide information about the cause of formation aurora phenomenon and its consequence resulting from this phenomenon, as well as what terms can we know about. Next, I will explain about the general structure and which ones are included in its parts. The first is a general statement. General statements is an explanatory text have the meaning of a general description of the phenomena or natural events that will be discussed, and the first paragraph is part of the general statements. The second is an explanation. A good explanatory text structure also has a causal sequence flow, because when discussing phenomena, they must be arranged based on the causes and consequences that arise from these phenomena. In the text, which is included in explanation section, are paragraph 2, 3, 4, and 5. And the last is a closing or conclusion. Conclusions are statements about the topic or process described in the explanatory text. There is also the author's message to the readers. Paragraph 6 and 7 include the conclusion. Next, I will explain about the language features of the explanation text about aurora phenomenon. Simple present tense. For example, aurora is a natural phenomenon in the form of a blazing light beam on the ionosphere layer originating from a planet. And there is nothing wrong if we admire this beauty. The scientific terms: there are ionosphere, magnetic, planet, solar wind, aurora borealis, and aurora australis. Passive voice. Auroras appear as a result of the interaction between charged particles emitted by the solar wind, the sun, and the planet's magnetic field. Cause and effect conjunction. Nomina, planet, for example, planet as a result of interaction between magnetic field. Causality, the cause of the first aurora is caused by atoms colliding with the charged particles. External verb, the Earth's magnetic field is sucked in around the North Pole and around the South Pole. But this color difference is influenced by the types of atom that interacts with a protons, so that the aurora is a beautiful and interesting phenomenon to see. Causal and time conjunction. Then, after that, the second cause is that the particles are thrown at speed of more than 500 miles. Okay, that's my explanation about the explanation text. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.